All right.
All right. Well, moving on. We'll jump into the next thing. We were looking at our Q&As for this week, as we mentioned before. So, guys, please comment your questions so we can get on here and
Comment
answer them because we
them.
love to talk about this stuff. We decided to move this up a little bit because fan engagement. You guys want to hear us talk about your questions. So the question we were asked: what piece of old NFL gear that's not used anymore do you guys miss? And this could range from all sorts of things like helmets, gloves, cleats, anything equipment related. So Devin, I'm gonna let you go with yours first.
So mine is one that was pretty prevalent in like what the 2010s or so, and that's going to be gray football gloves. There was a time in there's a time where only gray gloves were like allowed in college football and maybe in the NFL. I don't know. Brands used to just make gray football gloves, and that was kind of the standard. Nowadays, we see guys wearing crazy all sorts of colors football gloves, but I kind of miss the simplicity of just gray football gloves. The main one that comes to mind is those old Nike Remix gloves. They're like two-tone gray, and like the fingers are like different. I don't know. They're cool. I got them for Christmas as like a 6 or 7 year old, and I thought they were sick. So I think that's another reason they have like a huge spot in my heart. But just gray football gloves. I thought it was dope. It was a really cool era. And every time I think of gray football gloves, I think of Reggie Bush at USC, and just it was just a time. It was pretty cool to grow up in
Yeah,
that time, and I think they look pretty cool. So I don't know if you guys agree. What do you guys think? Gray gloves? No.
I think gray gloves work uh, with certain teams. Like as a Seahawks fan, I see a lot of Seahawks players pulling out gray gloves every single week, and it looks really really cool with them. But at
Yeah.
the same time, gray gloves on certain teams, depending on I don't know. I just feel like it looks funny with certain teams. It doesn't look bad, but it stands out in a way that like just all black or all white gloves don't, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
I like
Colts,
it
Um,
though.
Colts like I feel like Colts don't look good in anything except blue or white. To be honest,
Yeah.
like
yeah, that's fair.
sometimes a little bit of black, but gray is weird.
And it's
And like maybe if they did the throwback uniforms where they had the gray face mask, maybe you can mix some stuff in. But with like the standard stuff that I don't know, Colts are just tough where it just feels like black or blue or white are the only two acceptable colors. Black feels a little out there, and then gray feels extra weird
So
in my
weirdly enough, another guy that comes to mind, you might have to look this up, to wear gray football gloves was Peyton Manning. Did he wear gray gloves with the Colts?
Let me see.
Because that just came to my mind. I feel like when him and Big Ben, like sometimes when it was cold out, they'd wear two gloves, and I swear they were gray. They might have been black, they might have been white, but like I can in my head see Peyton Manning wearing two gray football gloves.
I feel like I just remember the inside of his gloves always being gray, like the palms.
Well, the leather, that might be part of it actually.
Because when he was with Denver, he did wear, and you can see that one picture right there. It was always those
I mean,
dark
this
blue
photo.
gloves.
Yeah. Oh,
Look at the
visor
visor.
Peyton, elite,
The
elite
coldest version
swag
of paint of all time.
with the Riddell Revolution too. Crazy,
Yeah.
crazy
Just pic-
drip.
I just picture him dropping him back every time, just being like, "I can't see shit out of this thing, man." Throwing a little in the bucket every time.
Yeah.
Look at that.
What a beast.
Jeez.
Did he not wear the gray gloves? I'm about to do some research here.
No, I don't really see. I'm struggling a little bit. I don't see much of it. He probably did at some point, but
I looked it up and I'm just seeing pictures of him with the Broncos in solid orange and solid blue. Shout out to Peyton. That's some swag, bro. To go
yeah.
with the solids, that's pretty clean. Yeah, okay, maybe I'm tripping. Oh well. Regardless, gray gloves, they're cool. I wish more companies would like make these new gloves in gray. The only company that I've seen make gray gloves these days is Cutters, and I thought they're really cool. But that's all I have for my old piece of gear that I miss. What do you have, Evan? What do we got?
Mine is it's not necessarily gone. Some people do it, but there was a point in time where it was more prevalent, and that is baggy undershirt sleeves, like the long baggy sleeves. You don't see it that often anymore. And
Yeah,
before it felt like kind of in the range of I don't know, from about 2015 to like 2020. I want to say that's a long period of time, but it was like wide receivers were doing it, linebackers were doing it, cornerbacks were doing it, defensive ends were doing it, and I kind of miss seeing that. You don't see it as often anymore. It's like
yeah.
it's a stupid look, I think, but I like it.
What players kind of come to mind for you for those?
For me, well, one who's not drip at all, but the first one that does come to mind is Byron Maxwell when he played for the Seahawks, because
There
he
you
had
go.
he had the baggy jersey sleeves, but then he had the baggy like long sleeves.
Mhm.
Other than that, like DeAndre Hopkins did it for a little bit. Kyler Murray, he did it a lot. He still kind of does it. He's tightened it up a
Yeah.
little bit. His undershirt's a little tight now.
Those are the two
Ugh.
guys that came to mind to me right away. Is D Hop and K1.
Yep.
Those are the guys I
Mine
thought of.
is actually a little more OG. And it's when they actually came out with do you remember Nike came out with a tight fitting shirt that had a baggy bottom to it. So it could stick out the bottom of jerseys. Do you remember that era?
I didn't even know that was
Not
a thing.
really, no.
What?
No,
that
I had
was
no idea.
The guy that started that was Demaryius Thomas.
Really? That might be
And
before.
Demaryius Thomas always did that. But that's before the baggy sleeve look, right? Back when Demaryius was doing it early 2010s or whatever, that's when Nike actually came out with a shirt that was a tight body, right? And the problem with a full tight shirt was it would ride up your stomach all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So they came out with the tight body that had a loose that would stick out the bottom of the jersey. Right. But that's different because the baggy look, I think of like Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott. Those are always my go-to.
Those guys
Oh
too,
yeah,
yeah.
Zeke's another one. There you go.
Always repped it.
Zeke, yeah.
But that's different. That was like an actual. That's a legitimately,
It's just like a
Zeke
loose
wearing
fitting long sleeve shirt.
Yeah, he's
Like a
wearing
team
3XL
equipment
when he's
shirt.
an XL,
Yeah.
right? But what Demaryius was doing was an actual. If he was a large, he was wearing a large Nike dry fit or whatever it would have been compression that they built the actual baggy bottom to, so it could stick out the jersey and not ride up.
I've got like one of the you can get these from Nike, which is just their team issued like the same year shirts that they come out with.
Yep.
And I'm willing to bet these are what they wear when they're wearing these kind of really baggy ones, because there are like the dry fit compression ones that they wear that are just really big, so they are baggy. But a lot of times when they do wear them, you can see on the shoulder, you can see the Nike swoosh, and then on the other side, you can see like the NFL apparel swoosh on the other side sometimes.
Yeah, Tony and I have done some extensive research into these shirts. So, yeah, there's a couple different names for them, but it's just the Nike, long sleeves, the dry fits. They're called like Legend. Sometimes you get the NFL ones that you have, and that is, I'm pretty sure, the one a lot of guys are wearing. And Tony's got one of ours here.
Pro Combat ones or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
So these are them. And what happened, Evan, was we started to look at how we could sell new products.
Okay.
And one thing we looked at was Nike dry fits, because they're super popular for the baggy look, but like people couldn't get them like blank the way the NFL ones are, right?
Yeah.
So we found a supplier and started to manufacture our own oversized Nike dry fits that had the Nike logo. And then instead of the NFL logo, because we couldn't do that, we put our own logo on the other shoulder. So it's supposed to look identical to the NFL issued, but just with our little spin on it. And it was going amazing. And then our supplier absolutely fucked me over. And now it's completely discontinued and we don't have another way to do it.
How many of those did you get made up?
60, 70.
Dang.
We were selling dry fits. We were selling shiesties, some arm sleeves, a whole bunch of stuff. I lost. It was going great. And I still lost thousands of dollars. And I still have people DM me all the time like, "Hey, when are you guys going to do it again? What's going on? Where can I get those?" I'm like, "Sorry, man." Cuz it's hard to get a connect with Nike to get those blanks.
Yeah.
And we had one through a third-party company, and then the third-party company absolutely railroaded me.
Jeez.
Yep.
I won't say the company's name because I already left them a really good Google review.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, Tony.
I don't want to talk about that anymore.
What's yours? Every time we go back into the past with Tony, it seems like it's never anything good.
Yeah, he's got plenty of stories, man.
It's always the bad stories.
How do you learn and get to where we are now if it didn't all suck for 8 years?
That's a great point.
Yeah. It's a good insight, man. It's not all rainbows and butterflies over here.
Nope. All right, Tony, what's yours? Let's a happy flashback, something you want back from the past.
Yes.
Big grills. That's easy, right? That's my go-to. Like anything about this kind of stuff, big grills.
Yep. Tony and his big grills, man.
There was, I love getting up when we're doing this podcast and walking away.
Hmm.
Yeah, you're the only one who can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have good enough internet in my studio, man. Oh, he's putting it on too. Here we go.
What a golden era.
Yeah, Justin Tuck, that's my guy.
Remember
No
when
one's
this
getting
was a
their
thing?
fingers in there.
No sir.
No, this is my high school face mask that I got recoded recently to make it.
That was legal in high school.
Yeah, this was legal. This
Well-
dude, this was legal for like a year and a half.
Canada's a wild land, man.
I mean, Tony went to high school ages ago, just for the
That's
record.
true.
They don't talk shit. But
What year did you graduate? High school?
15.
Yeah. I mean, well, that's not that bad. I graduated in
That's not bad.
2018. Yeah.
2015. That would have been my 8th grade year, going into my freshman year of high school.
Yeah.
So these got popular. And you can still buy these, by the way, on like Green Gridiron. They're just like
Mhm.
stupid expensive. This is also back when they were experimenting with the lightweight material for Riddell before they discontinued that because they were bending like crazy all the time.
Yeah.
But they started doing a lightweight as in a hollow steel material because these things were so heavy, right? But yeah, they were legal in the NFL. Riddell made face masks for them. They were legal for a minute. You could wear them in Canada, and then the NFL stopped allowing them. Then the NCAA stopped allowing them, and then Canada Football stopped allowing them, and then they were all gone.
Yep.
Like a year and a half span, year
Yeah.
maybe. It was
When you
wild.
think
So,
big
yeah,
grills,
very
when you think
small
big
era.
grill, when you think big grills, who's the first guy that comes to mind for you?
Tuck.
Yeah, gotta be that man.
Because he got
Those
he got
Giants
out of control
teams.
with some of the stuff he was doing.
Yeah. Then the other one for me is Darnell Dockett over on the Cardinals.
Yeah.
He had some where there was just like no eye gap whatsoever. It was just all bars.
Yeah,
Pretty
those
sick.
were wild. Justin Tuck had the one where it had bars going this way across the eye slits. It looked like he was in a prison cell.
Yep. That's my guy, man. Go Giants.
How are you guys gonna name big grill football players and not say Ray Lewis?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a good
his never
point.
made sense to me though. So I was like, man, why are you a linebacker wearing this face mask? You know,
I mean, he was all
Yes.
about the intimidation factor. Like,
Exactly.
like that was
That's what
half
it
his
was.
game. That was half
get it.
his game for sure.
but I remember when he started wearing it, I was like, it's kind of weird, but I kind of get it because like he
Yeah.
wore a lineman face mask even when he was at linebacker before that. Anyways, he wore traditional style, hung a little lower, right, U-bar, all that kind of stuff. So I got when he switched, but as
Yeah.
far as
Well, that was back in the day when the linebackers were basically defensive end nose guards playing linebacker
Yeah.
instead of these hybrid safety cornerback linebackers that we've got today
Yeah.
who can run 4
200,
3s.
220 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ray Lewis was a different breed, man. He was killing dudes out there for real.
Yeah. But you think back at like you think of the time where it's like, man, the Giants had Justin Tuck, Osi Umenyiora, Jason Pierre-Paul right on their end, and JPP was like a young rookie,
Yep.
out of nowhere before he blew his fingers off. Like
Strahan was still there.
At that point in life was
Strahan.
crazy.
Strahan, that was
Yeah, but Strahan.
that was the group, man.
Strahan's on the front cap, Tuck and Umenyiora, and then JPP's on the back of that cap of that
Yeah.
like, timeline.
And then we had Matthias Kiwanuka when he was doing it. It was loaded. Like,
Yeah.
we need to get back to those days.
Yep.
Those
I will.
Giants teams are in Tom Brady's nightmares for the rest of his life, no doubt.
That's so true. Every single one of those guys you just named, if they were to be on this list of the next segment we're doing, Drip or Skip, we would never say Skip because first of all, I'd be terrified for my life, and second of all,
Yeah, they'll kill us.
they had their own thing going and it was amazing. So